If you are a SoFi shareholder, AMD, Palantir, Robinhood, Meta, Adobe, and maybe something else, you're going to appreciate this video. Happy Sunday, aka fun day. Is it really a fun day though? Because a lot of people are getting hit with a lot of snow right now. My allergies are kind of really iffy, not to mention I'm actually in the midst of doing a caffeine purge, believe it or not. Oh yeah, a little bit over caffeinated, want to pull myself back, but I feel like I'm going to need some coffee because this week is going to be utterly insanity. So this is going to be a pretty lengthy video. If you are one of my normal viewers, you pretty much know my video styles. Real talk and down straight to the point. I'm a retail shareholder that pretty much gets screwed just like any other retail shareholder out there. But my philosophy is very simple. You remember why you get invested. You remember why you trade certain companies. Not every single company that I talk about in this channel, I'm a long-term investor. There are companies that I talk about that I trade short-term, long-term, and there are companies on here that I talk about long-term investing. So stick to your guns, stick to your game plan. Obviously, if fundamentals change of a company, that's when your strategy is supposed to change. So on top of that, I really do appreciate every single person that has subscribed here. We are at 111 subscribers. This YouTube channel is very new. My other YouTube channel, NightmareRH, actually has over 200,000 subscribers, believe it or not. It's a gaming channel, has nothing stock related whatsoever. I haven't advertised this channel. I'm looking to grow it organically. Not to mention, a lot of my gaming subscribers have actually found this channel because they're actually invested in this in the same stocks as me. I'm 37 years old, love life, exercise, stay healthy. Always got to remember that. And just pretty much going through the same stuff that anyone else out there in the market is going through. And as you see on the screen, oh boy, we got a lot to talk about. I'm also doing a public account profile challenge for this YouTube channel. I'm going to be going over all the stock that I own and what I'm going to be doing this week. And this week, I can already feel I'm going to be picking up quite a bit of stock. So, firstly, on Friday, randomly, the Supreme Court came out, gave President Trump a decision on the IEEPA emergency tariffs. Hold on. Throat needs to stay lubricated. It was a no-go. I believe it was 6-3. There was a handful of obviously Republicans that voted in favor. President Trump obviously tried to justify using emergency action to impose tariffs to go after China for fentanyl that's pouring on in along with Canada. And the Supreme Court, the highest court in the country, deemed, hey, no, it's no-go. You have to go through Congress to actually use these forms of tariffs. And Donald Trump responded pretty much saying, hey, we're going to be using other loopholes, etc., etc. Corporations obviously are going to be refunded a lot of money that has been collected by tariffs. It's very unfortunate because if you are a, normal Joe or Dane and you're buying items in the country that have gone up in price, you're not going to be getting a refund. It's going to go to the corporations, which is a little comical if you really think about it. So anyways, that was Friday. That was yesterday's video. If you ended up clicking on that. However, you really just can't even make this up. I was laying in bed last night when I got this notification, and I'm like, you got to be friggin' kidding me, man. So the global tariffs, the tariffs that are theoretically deemed legal, but they're going to be challenged because, I mean, here's the thing about living in America, let alone, I'm pretty sure this applies to many other countries around the world. My name is Nightmare, Christopher, whatever you want to call me. If you're playing video games with me, you can call me NightmareRH. If you see me at a bar, I mean, please, by all means, Christopher. You're Joe. And I don't agree with something that you say, I could legitimately find a lawyer that says, yeah, what this person said is against the court of law and I can sue you. You can sue anyone for anything, really. My grandfather was he started out as a public defender, very, very few amount of years. Then he moved into just being a general attorney. He was a lawyer for over 40 years, I believe 42, 43. He's passed away now. He ended up making it all the way to 80s. It's crazy. People here in America don't even live that long anymore. It's very sad, but he definitely made it to his 80s. Definitely got in quite a bit of retirement years. But the one thing that he taught me is that you can find a way to sue anyone. So there's definitely going to be lawsuits over this, and it's probably going to go back to the Supreme Court, honestly. And the Supreme Court may very well rule that, hey, these tariffs are definitely in place. Now, the tariffs the Supreme Court knocked down was 70% of the tariffs. So as Donald Trump increases global tariffs from 10 to 15%, that could be seen as, hey, it's going to be a compensation. Or it very well could inspire more lawsuits. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I really don't know what's going to end up happening. But I mean, if we're going to be looking at pad turns, because that's essentially how you invest in stocks and also predict the future. You know, we're not God here. We can't really, fully predict the future, but looking on past trends, the market is gonna more than likely very much freak the hell out. So, that's basically what ended up happening last night. 15% tariffs. Maybe the market is gonna go ahead and nosedive a little bit because of algos. I actually had to explain this to a couple really good friends of mine, just because they're not really in tune with how much automation really happens here in the market. Algos control the market, okay? It's all bots, it's all algorithms. When you see like a company beat on earnings and the stock gigantically goes up, that's algorithm based, okay? Now, yes, obviously hedge funds, big Wall Streeters, they do swing a lot of money as well too, but a lot of the damn times things are based on algos, and that's why politicians, one of the things they fear is getting in the wrong or the crosshairs of stock market algos, because it could very much be used against them. But I will say this in the defense of President Trump. Hold on. More throat lubrication. We're going into a midterm cycle. The guy would have to be utterly retarded if he's going to let the stock market fail the way it is. Here's the problem. We're experiencing not a stock market crash. We're experiencing a big tech and SaaS crash. So, I mean, if the small caps continue to roll and lead the market per se, people like myself on my public and private profile is going to be getting kicked in the Franken beans. If you are invested in trading the same stocks as me, you're going to be in the same boat of the boat of the nut kickers. But I mean, if you're in the other half of the market, if you're in the other side of the market, it's going to be a very great year if the small caps roll and the big dogs don't. But what does that mean going into midterms? Does that mean the market's going to lag or the market's going to be doing good? Because you got to remember is that there has to be fuel for fire for the Republican, to maintain the House and the Senate. My personal opinion, I really feel that the Republicans are probably going to lose one or, and it's turning out that they're probably going to be losing the House, and it's probably going to be a couple seats in the Senate being picked up by the Republicans. I'm trying to really keep this channel very non-political and away from all the nonsense. I mean, I honestly can't even enjoy a friggin' sports game anymore. Baseball, football, golf, because everything is friggin' political sized now. It's so annoying. the market tends to really like when the balance is split. Split. There we go. Split. Where you have a Republican, you either have a Republican president, Democrat Senate, Democrat House. That was during the 90s, the roaring 90s. I believe Clinton, it was 1994. And I believe the Republicans had the Senate and the House all the way up till 2000. So those 6 years, the market went on a friggin' bull run. Epic bull run. Now, a lot of that argument was because of Reaganomics, but also another time period, too. It was 2023. 2023, it was very much split. Not to mention 2024. Yeah, 2024 was also split, too. So you certainly see a time period where the market really does like that split. It doesn't have to happen all the time. I'm just saying that, hey, if you're looking at potentially maybe like the next year or so based on politics, that could very well be the case. Is it going to end up happening? I mean, is Republicans going to lose the House? I honestly don't know. And to be perfectly honest, what I more so care about is really positioning myself maybe a little better. And I can definitely say that I'm not as underinvested as I was several months ago. So the public account challenge that I'm doing on this YouTube channel, taking this sum of money right here to 6 figures in the course of 17 months, I'm depositing $500 every single month into this account. But if the market free falls, I'm going to deposit $2,500 and the account challenge goes down by 1 month. So March, if the stock market's free falling, $2,500 is more than likely coming into this account. Why? Is because I would be a retard if I didn't buy stock. I mean, the account challenge is ultimately going to plateau at 12 months because at that point it would just be stupid to keep adding a large sum of money. But if you've been following me on this channel now for the last, 4 months, I was heavily underinvested in the market about 4 months ago. And the reason being is because I bought the Liberation Day entire dip. Liberation Day last year, I bought over $100,000 of hard cash. 100 grand hard cash. No margin, no debt, nothing, just hard cash. And the reason being is because I had so much friggin' cash because the summer of 2024, nobody wanted to buy these companies. I was loading the friggin' boat like crazy. The election happened, and I started shedding shares. And then I was fully out of my positions that I was trading, not investing, trading around January timeframe. And then the Liberation Day happened, went all back in. I ended up selling out of a lot of positions relatively early. I started selling heavily around my birthday, June 25th, and also into July. Should have really held, honestly, probably until like August, September. But hey, you're never going to buy the bottom. You're never going to buy the top. If you experience a V-shaped recovery, you buy all the way down and you buy all the way up. The mistakes that people make is they go all in way too early. So I was very underinvested in the market several months ago. And I ended up, the account that you see right here on Webull, I bought a lot. I bought this entire dip. The entire dip. I pretty much bought. The last 4 or 5 months, I bought over, honestly, probably close to 45K of stock. So I definitely have bling left to really get in this market if we actually do experience a gigantic Liberation Day crash. But here's the problem, guys and gals. I have some female viewers. Love you all. I do check my demographics, so please, do subscribe. Hold on. I'm definitely not politically correct. I have a military background, so it's just who I am. The problem is that for these stocks to really go down, it's getting harder. Okay? Now, can a market crash really happen? Sure. What can end up happening? Well, you got Walmart that's been theoretically going on a tear here. So you have stocks like Costco, you have stocks like Walmart here. You look at these stocks, right? So if the market does crash, you're going to see stocks like these really take a beating. But then you look at stocks like friggin' SoFi, I mean, falling off a cliff. RSI is below 30, oversold. You look at AMD, semis are obviously very much waiting for NVIDIA, but we got some more room to really get down. We haven't touched this 200-day moving average at 184 in a while. Palantir is following the SAS. It's below the 200-day for the first time in friggin' years. Not to mention 37 RSI, so not that oversold, but I mean, it's the earnings they just put up is unbelievable, and it did nothing. Robinhood is following Bitcoin. They are, I mean, 33 RSI. Yeah, they are very much beaten down. A lot of people are saying they're going to go down into the friggin' 50s. I'll be buying more shares on both my profiles. Meta, honestly, this one I want to hold off talking about. I'll get back to here. Adobe just utterly beaten down. Earnings, they do like late earnings, and like this is just ridiculous. PayPal is in this different boat. Honest Company is just really, it's Honest Company honestly could be doing some interesting things. They actually report at the same time as NVIDIA. Meta here, so I want to talk about Meta first before getting into SoFi, AMD, Palantir, Hood, and Adobe. So I actually did this a little bit over a week ago. I ended up rotating some money on this profile. And what I did was I ended up selling a Meta share. And I put that money into Hood and I put that money into Adobe. And if Meta actually does, because a lot of people have to remember this. Meta is very unique because the business model is one of a kind and no one really knows where it very well could go. So it's based on its cash flow, it's based on its growth rate, and it's still a growing company. There was a point in time where Wall Street was going to dismiss this company, and honestly, 2022, I looked at Meta and I'm like, you want to know what? I really don't like what I'm seeing. Man, I should have bought that dip. I did not. I should have. I ended up buying it much later in 2023, 2024 again, 25 I did for Liberation Day. Now I'm back in. Always made money with basically pretty much trading Meta, but I missed the buy of a lifetime. And the reason I missed it, I'll go ahead and admit it, I was scared. Mark Zuckerberg came out and said for the first time that they're not gaining new users on their platform, and I was friggin' scared. For anyone that understands business models, I've been on YouTube for a very long time now, and many years ago, 17 years, my business model on my other YouTube channels was based around mass analytics. However, now I've moved very much into a subscription-based business model because my analytics obviously have really died down over the years, but as for a subscription model, it's very different. Meta is very much in a subscription model per se, where they're like, hey, we're going to monetize our platforms. People can make money on Instagram. It makes us money. WhatsApp is going to be rock and rolling very soon too. People are making money on Facebook. So they're basically not looking anymore. So it's a change of business model. Unfortunately, I didn't see it as that. So many people did. And it's a buy of a lifetime. If Meta crashes down to $200, oh yeah, baby, I'm buying that dip. Hold on. Okay, so getting close to wrap this video up here. If Meta does, for whatever reason, just honestly continue to go up, I'm more or less probably going to rotate some money out and put that money into very much Adobe. And if SoFi is still really playing games, probably into SoFi. Tomorrow, if there is a gigantic dip, I very well may very much front load my $500 on this profile that I'm going to be depositing on the 1st of March. Basically deposit it now and say, hey, you know, because you got to have ammunition. And when I'm playing a game which I want to grow this on YouTube over the course of 17 months, and the account challenge is within that 17 months time frame. The account challenge started January 2nd when the market opened for the new year of 2026. So I got to be strategic. If the market does definitely, if SoFi definitely hits that area of 18 bucks, I'm going to pick up some SoFi shares tomorrow. Palantir is probably going to be hit hard. I very well may get a Palantir, some Hood shares too, although they actually had a nice little bounce because of short selling now on Robinhood. Pretty funny. But I'm still just looking to increase my Adobe position. I really want my Adobe position to overtake pretty much my Meta position. On a cost basis, my Adobe position is over my Meta, but obviously not on a market value position. My Hood position, I really got to get up there because as soon as this crypto down cycle is over, Hood is going to be rocking rolling. So that's really what I'm personally going to be doing. And hopefully this video brings you some calming joy. Understand that we are repeating cycles. And the cycles that we are repeating is companies are doing phenomenal. There is bullshit in the exterior area. 2022, there was a problem in the market. Earnings were going down. Earnings are going up. They're going up. Stocks are going down. Earnings up, stocks are down, geopolitical nonsense. For me, I'm buying this dip. So we got to see tomorrow. If you have a lot of anxiety, a lot of fears, a lot of people that tend to do options a lot. And I've talked about options. I actually did want to buy some SoFi options. Good thing I did not. For me personally, doing some options and doing some leaps, there needs to be a little more like clarification, and the dust needs to kind of really settle a little bit. But I'm going to be picking up shares regardless. So hopefully you all enjoy this video. Please like this video, thumbs it up, and subscribe for tomorrow. Turn on notification bell because, oh boy, it's going to be a doozy. And for all we know, the market could very well go up like crazy tomorrow. I mean, you can't make this up, man. You really can't. All right, later, everyone.